That's how I would have beatboxed back in the day. Would have been so bad. Hey, welcome to C Minus Society. I'm your host, Chaz Rodgers. That would be if I was Latino. Chaz Rodgers. I don't know. I was gonna insult a whole fucking culture right now. Oh shit. Hold on, Cam. Keep this rolling. I think I'm wearing the wrong headphones though. Does it matter? I see headphones here. Keep all this, Cam. Don't you take this off. Oh, goddamn. So many noises around. Yes, welcome back to Chaz Rodgers. That sounds better. Anywho, welcome to C Minus Society. This is a podcast where I tell you guys how to not be a bum from a bum. All right? Pretty much the whole idea of C Minus Society is how the average man can get out of his own way and let the dreams he sees in his mind. Be the person you see in your dreams. Be the man you see in the mirror. I got nothing else. So yeah, this is what I do. I talk a lot of shit, and I hope I help encourage people to go for what they want to go for in their life, and how to get obstacles out the way, how to get out your own way is usually the number one thing. That especially with people like Chaz, me, get out your own way. I spent 27 years in my own way. So that was fun when I really got out of it. I'm 33. So it took a while to get out my own way. But I did it. When I see people like, shout out to Cam right now, Cam's producer. When I see people like Cam who's 24 and is so mature, I hate him. I hate mature people who are young. It's stupid. I hate you. Go make a mistake, Cam. Go do dumb shit. Yeah? It's crazy to me. 21 and mature? No. You're supposed to be in trouble all the time. Your parents are supposed to be like, I don't know if he's gonna make it out there. Come on now. All right, anyways. That's my rant about the youth. I hate you damn goddamn whippersnappers. I don't know why people hate on this is not what the topic is. The topic today is about procrastination. But here I go procrastinating. Well, I don't know why people hate on millennials. I never understood it. First off, I think I'm barely in the millennial class. I think it ends at like 82 or something like that. I don't know what it is. I'm born in 85. But I think class-wise, number-wise, I'm barely in there. But I saw when the internet first came, it was like 97. I was in 7th or 8th grade. That's when the internet first came around. And I don't know if that classes people as millennials or not, but I always judge it by whoever lived without internet. I'm like the last breed to live without internet. You know, I'm a dying breed of people. Anyways, people hate millennials and they have it so good. I think people are just jealous that millennials have it so good that you got your whole world in your hand, in your pocket. And I don't think that millennials are entitled. I think that millennials want to be entrepreneurs as they should. They want to own stuff as they should. I think that that's the smart way to do stuff. Is how much it's not like I don't think that millennials don't work hard. I think they're very hardworking people. I feel like they're a class of people. I don't want to send the millennials back. I am an ally of you millennials. All right, I love yous. You come around here. You guys have good food. You introduce me to kale. You introduce me. This is so stupid. It's not what we're talking about. All right. Anyways, I love the youth. Teach me. Today we're talking about procrastination, which I am an expert in, as you can see. So one of my biggest things, let me catch you guys up real quick. I'm Charles Rodgers. I'm a comedian, television writer. I have some credits, some places. I've done some things, and I'm at the very beginning of my career. And the whole idea of C Minus Society is you get to watch me chase my dream at the beginning instead of me already being big and trying to tell you how to do some stuff. But this is the part no one ever shows. This is the very beginning of your career is the part where no one ever gets to see. You always like hear of people that they're the biggest, right? Like, oh, Tony Robbins. Like, yeah, you hear about these guys now, but you don't get to see these guys on a come up. And we live in a digital world, so I was like, yo, let me give you guys the digital scoop. You know, let me show you how it's going down. So if you want the catch up on the whole background, watch episode 1. I don't know which episode this will be, but watch 1, and it catches you up on everything. All right, so pretty much I'm a scrub who got out my own way, and I'm doing some good stuff in Hollywood. And right at the very beginning, I'm so excited to see where it goes. And I'm telling you that I was a screw up and how I got out my own way. One of my biggest deterrence word, did I make that up? It's a word. My biggest deterrence in life was my procrastination. I was born late. Real talk. I was born late. I was procrastinator since birth. Like I hate doing stuff. One of my favorite things. I love doing nothing. I don't even have to watch TV. I can just sit, like, lay down and do nothing. I'm so good at doing nothing. I enjoy doing nothing. But you have to work, right? I gotta make money. Nobody's paying me to do nothing. I wonder if I could make a YouTube channel when I see how long I lay down, though. I bet you people will watch it. People watch anything. When I saw people watching people pop pimples, I was like, ugh, you guys will watch anything. That's disgusting. Stop watching people pop pimples, guys. It's gross. There's a TV show, I think, call it The Pimple Popper or something like that. You guys are disgusting. Ugh, stop. Go outside. Go do something. Stop watching people pop pimples. So disgusting. Anyways, you know what's funny? Everybody just clicked over to go watch that right now. Everybody just left and went to go watch pimple poppers. All right, so procrastination is one of my biggest things. And I had to learn how to, because I never got over procrastinating, and I don't think I ever will. I think it's a part of me. Me and Cam were talking about this earlier, how it's like damn near a clinical diagnosis, right? And I always thought that. I always thought when people, like when I was growing up, people just call you lazy. That's what I heard all the time. I'm like, I'm not lazy. I'll go out and do the stuff I want to do 100%. You know what I mean? It wasn't about being lazy. I hated doing stuff I didn't want to do, and I still hate stuff doing what I don't want to do. Why would I want to do something I don't want to do? That doesn't make any sense. I don't want to go work out. I don't. It's work. I hate getting sweaty. I hate feeling tired. My heart beats fast. I feel sick. I feel sore afterwards. I don't want to do it. You do it because I don't want to die at 50. You know? I don't. So you eat better. You eat kale, thanks to the millennials. I heard about this stuff called Irish sea moss recently. You ever heard of this, Cam? Irish sea moss? I might be saying it wrong. Sounds awful. Heard it's good. I doubt it because people told me kale was good, and it's not. Tastes like a leaf, which is gross. Eating grass out here, anyways. I don't think that is none of that. I don't want to do any of that. I want to eat bacon all day and lay down and do nothing. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So I procrastinate, man, and I still do it, but I do it. I had to manage my procrastination. And I'm not saying it's anything close like depression. I'm not saying it's anything close like, I don't know, what other people go through. I'm just saying this was like my biggest factor in why I wasn't where I wanted to be, because I procrastinated everything. Everything could always get pushed back, if you ask me. I was like, yeah, I'll do that some other day. And then you have an hour to write a whole script. I'm like, yeah, I can do it. And there's that BS, and then no one calls you back. And then that's how you stay unemployed in Hollywood. All right, so I think that what helped me beat procrastination is I had to keep asking myself, why do I want to do something? And I think that the more impactful your actual why is, the more reason it's going to give you to, of course, want to go do that thing. And I think that whether it's motivation or inspiration, I think that was one of the things that helped me want to go do something. So if I didn't want to go work out, and listen, hold on, let me backtrack a little bit. I was 275. I got down to 190. Had a baby. I blew back up to 240. Okay, so this is why you see less neck than you might have seen somewhere else, because my neck went down. And you gotta be like, well, you didn't have the baby. You don't know what it's like. Okay, you don't know what it's like. It changes your entire world. All that routine you had, you get up at 5 a.m. All that goes out the door. Whatever routine you thought you had before a kid is gone. None of that happens anymore. So prepare to get a little weight. All right, so now it's coming back now. Everything just kind of settles down after a while. So anyways, when I didn't want to go to the gym, I had to tell myself, I had to like give myself reason. I literally had to give myself a pep talk for everything I want to do. And I was like, yo, if you don't go to the gym, you're gonna, and it was never about looking big. I didn't care about that at all. But I was like, you're gonna have all this fat around your arteries. And the moment you actually have to run for your life, you're gonna have a heart attack and die. I gave myself all these different scenarios of why it was important to go work out outside of just health. You know what I mean? Like, of course, the health. Like, you got to go work out because you're fat and you're round. Why are you so round? You know, look like a potato naked, you know, like one, and not a good one, like one of the ones on the bottom that you put back, you know, one of the ones nobody wants. All right. It's like, oh, if we can make this into fries, like, nah, just throw it away. I was a garbage potato. That's what my body is like. All right. So My why was always the biggest thing. So when it came to working jobs I didn't want to work, I'd be like, yo, if you work this job, you can save money. If you save money, it's going to be able to pay for this class. If you pay for this class, it's going to get you closer to this. I had to rationalize every single thing. Because look, when you're procrastinating, you're probably not doing anything. Right? No one's procrastinating because you're out parasailing or something. Like, yeah, I should be working out right now, but I'm having so much fun. Like, no one's doing that. You're procrastinating eating a fucking bag of chips in your drawer somewhere, right? That's how. Like, I've gone in my car, gone to the gym, and not got out that car. Like, I've done it. I'm like, I'm so close to the door, but I don't feel like working out. Right? I've done all that good stuff. So I'm a king procrastinator, guys. You can't out procrastinate me. All right, we won't even do this podcast anymore. I procrastinate so bad. We shut it down right now. I stand here and look at you guys for the next 20 minutes. Oh, you think I'm bluffing? Damn it, I am. All right, so how long was that? It was pretty good. Cam turned around and was like, what the fuck has happened? So anywho. Yeah, my why. My why was one of the biggest things that I use. I talk to myself all the time. I'm my best friend. No one understands me like me. So I'm my cheerleader. I root myself up and I go. But that doesn't always work. Sometimes being rational doesn't always work, and having that chat with myself doesn't always work. I think also, like, you got to make sure that whatever you're trying to do, I think it's about preparing it for the day before. And I think a lot of that is like managing your energy, managing your sleep, because if you don't want to work out already and then you're going to wake up the next morning tired, you're not going to go work out. You're not going to go work on a paper that you have to work on. You're not going to go study all that other stuff. So I think that's like one of the biggest things that doesn't get talked about is like how you manage your energy in that time, and whether it's sleep, food, the food you eat, all that good stuff, it goes into like managing how your body operates. And that's kind of what I mean, like your energy that your body has. So if you want to work out, man, eat the right stuff, man. Like prep, do some preparation, prepare yourself to go do that. But it starts the day before. Like, start the day before. Start drinking a lot of water the day before. Do all that stuff the day before. You're just gonna help yourself out. All that's good. All that hydration. The good salmon, huh? All those omega-3s is good brain food. Blueberries, all the antioxidants, all that good stuff they tell you to eat. Do that shit. Go eat that good stuff. Go eat the healthy stuff. We're not going to go on a whole tutorial about healthy foods. But, managing your energy is so big. You're not going to be able to do anything when you feel like a slob or you feel off and you don't feel like you have your full brain function. We're not going to do anything. You're just going to want to sit down and do more nothing until you, quote unquote, recover, which you never do. Right? You just do more nothing. What helped me was actually getting a routine down. Now, this routine took a lot of work because I procrastinate. So I started step by step. There's this book called Mini Habits by Stephen Geise, or Guise. I don't know how to say his name. I think it's Stephen. Anyway, it's not Stephen. Whatever. That's stupid to me, too. Are you Stephen or Stephen? Why are we doing this? Does everybody have just put a V? You're not special because you put PH in there. All right, anyways. It's dumb. Steven. You're Steven Geise. You're Stephen Curry. You're not Steph Curry. All right? So Mini Habits was like such a dope book because the guy was like, because here's what happens, right? Let's say you gotta write like I always go to scripts because I write scripts. So I always go to. So for the scripts, it's a lot of preparation. It's like I gotta go first. I'm probably gonna do a pitch deck and like build out my characters. I gotta do outlines for the scripts and then actually write the scripts. I wrote the beat sheet. Like there's a lot more involved, but it takes time to actually go out to do like a whole entire pilot and then into a series. It's a lot of steps, and it can be a daunting task. Or going to the gym can seem like a daunting. Here's what happens, man. People want to go to the gym and you're like, I gotta lose 50 pounds. And you think about 50 pounds and you go to the gym one day, you lose nothing, and you're like, this sucks. It's gonna take forever. And we make these daunting tasks out of things that should be done really small. Like you just gotta have some patience and do the little things. So Mini Habits was about doing a bunch of little things the right way. And his whole thing, like, I think he uses this example about doing one push-up a day. And he was like, all I got to do is do one push-up a day. I don't have to go knock out 100 a day. I don't have to go knock out 20. So just get on the floor and do one, or do it in your bed. His whole thing was like, what's the minimum way I can do this to start it? And I thought that was actually dope. Because even when I was doing it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do one push-up a day. Like, I did way more than one. Like you just can't just do one. I was in my bed. I rolled over. I was like, yep, all right, gonna do one push up here. And then you wind up doing a couple. Then it motivates you to actually do on the floor. I was like, let me do these for real. You know what I mean? And I just did whatever. I didn't count. I just did it. And I think like stop counting. Just do stuff. I don't count push ups. I don't count whatever I do. I don't count. I just do them until I don't feel like it anymore. All right, until it hurts or whatever you feel like. So take that pressure off, man. Take that pressure off of this huge task. You're looking at the end when you don't have to. You know, look at what's that next step. I think that's the big thing. I think even in the example, he was like, even if you don't want to go run, he's like, go lay out your clothes. He was like, can you lay out your clothes? Can you put your shoes by the door? He was like, those are the things that we do every single day. So for me in particular, when I wanted to make sure I was I could write, and I wanted to make sure I got discipline of writing every day, I set my alarm to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. I think it was, or 5:30. It was like 5:30 at the time, which I don't do now because this baby won't let me. So I think at the time it was 5:30 every single day. And then look, I didn't get up and try to go write. I was like, all you got to do is set the alarm at 5:30 every day. And then your body, of course, gets used to it. And I started waking up before my alarm, and then I started using my alarm, and I was waking up at 5:30, right? That's the kind of what, and it takes time. That took time. But that was my thing. I was like, I'm not trying to do all this right now. I was like, let me just build. And I think that's part of building a routine is doing the little things every single day until it actually becomes a habit, right? And it's just like building a good habit, building a good system, building a routine, whatever you want to call it. I think that's what pushes people to success. It's like your brain gets on the same system. There's an actual word for it. And I'll find it later one day. I'll probably put it in the comments or a little profile thing, whatever you call it. Whatever you call it. Cam would do it. But like you get yourself circadian rhythm. Did I do it? Was that what it is? It might be that. I have to look, but I might have got it. But your body gets on a circadian rhythm where it gets used to eating at the same time, where you get used to waking up at the same time. But by certain times, your body starts adapting to doing these things. And it's like, I should be doing this right now. Why aren't we sitting under the desk writing? Why aren't we out running? Why aren't we doing this? And certain times, I think your body will start flowing when you're not necessarily, because that's what we're used to doing. I might be right. It might be called that. If it is, I'm probably the smartest person in the entire world. It's got to be me. Well, Einstein's dead. Steve Jobs is dead. Got to kill Bill Gates. Who else I got to kill? Bunch of people. I'll murder them all. I ain't got a problem doing that. So, routine, man. So after my 5:30 wake up every day, then I was like, all you got to do is go sit at your desk. You don't even got to pull out your laptop. Just go sit at your desk at 5:30. Get up at 5:30 sit at your desk. And I did that for a while. Then I started putting on my laptop. Then I started having coffee. So now whenever I have coffee, I associate having coffee with writing. Like, that's my thing. I'm like, if I have coffee, I got to sit down and write. Like, that's just, we go together now. It's coffee and writing. It's just, that's my get down. That's the combo. That's the, you can, when you push down to the right and press A, if anybody played Sega back in the day, you roll it. The trick was to roll the you can. Anyways. Some of you know what I'm talking about. So one of the biggest things, like I said, was that ritual. And it's a little bit, man. It's a little bit every day. And that set me up to write for that 2 hours. And then I was like, hey, you don't have to write for 2 hours, but you have to sit here for 2 hours. You got to sit here from 5:30 to 7:30. You don't got to write, man. You just have to get used to doing this and putting this as part. This is your writing time. This is part of your routine. Your 2 hours from 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. when no one's awake, no one's bothering you, is to write. This is your time. I don't care if you write, but this time is for that. So once I started doing that, and like I said, this is months of process we're talking about, guys. I ain't do none of this right away because I'm a hard-headed person and I procrastinate, and it was in my DNA. I was just born to procrastinate. When I started doing these things, it got my system going. Then it was like the next 2 years at least, I think I sat down and I wrote every morning, 5:30 to 7:30, and it was great. And it just pushed me. And like, hey, some days I did way more interneting than I did writing. There was no doubt about that. There was some days I didn't get nothing done. And there was some days I was flowing. And some days I'm killing it, you know? And I was like, just get something down. And hey, if you want to BS and play chess and look at porn and whatever else you want to do all day, you can do that. You can do that. Give yourself that. Give yourself a hand. Oh, Cam, I'm hilarious. Cam's gonna quit. I'm not doing the next podcast, Chaz. I'm just not doing it. So that's what helped me. And it was the same with working out. Like, I just picked a time, and I did little, man. My whole thing was to walk. Like, I'm not running. I got bad knees. I got a bad ankle. I play sports. My body sucks. My back is bad. My whole body is 88 years old. My body is awful. It's trash. My body is trash. It's brittle. Everything hurts all the time. I ice a lot. I ice before I even go walk. I do the pre-ice. You know your body's bad when you got to ice to walk, to prepare to walk. I wrap. I do the ace bandage. My body is awful. It takes me longer to prep for walking than it does to walk. And that's how bad my body is. It's broken from years of sports. That's what happens when you play when you're a kid to 18, and your body is and it's a horrible. I have a horrible instrument that I walk in. All right, but that was the biggest thing to me, was like, once I made a routine, anything that I wanted to do, I did, and whatever I made time for, I did. So even if I didn't necessarily do that thing, I made that time for it. So I was like, yo, if you're not going to go walk, you got to go take a few steps. But you can't go back into the house until it's, 8 p.m. Whatever it is, you can't go back in. This time is meant for that. This 60 minutes is meant for that. You don't necessarily have to go do the act. You don't have to go work out, but you are not going to go back in and sit down in that time. That's not okay. So it forced me to just keep going, and it got my body used to doing certain things at a certain time. Like a routine, it changed. I never had a routine before. I would just go do stuff when I feel like doing it. And, and then like everything changes, and sometimes you don't have time for this because your day changes. But when I made this I think there's a few things that have to be cemented. And whatever it is you want to succeed at, and health-wise, you got to cement some stuff. So the number one thing that you're trying to achieve, whether it's working on your business plan every day, you have to make time for that. You got to cement that time. This is time for that. Don't bother me. And like I said, I do stuff when no one's sleeping. Like before, it was at 5:30 to 7:30. I can't do that now because baby ain't having it. So now I do everything at 2 a.m. I'm up between 12 a.m., somewhere between 3 a.m. I'm playing video games and I'm writing. It's usually what I spend my time doing. It's those things. But no one's bothering me. I get no phone calls. I ain't got no emails. I ain't got the family bothering me. Ain't nobody asking me for money, right? None of those things. It's quiet outside. I got some loud-ass neighbors. They're quiet usually, sometimes, hopefully. But that's what I got to do everything. So pick a time, man. Or pick a place. You can go away, put some headphones on, put on some relaxing music. Lay back, settle down, get in your mode. This is all weird in Cam's ear. Yeah. Half this podcast, guys, is messing with Cam. All right. So what I learned, there's this book called The Power of Habit, and it's written by Charles Duhigg. It's a very popular book amongst the procrastination community. The Power of Habit talks so much about willpower, and there's all these studies on willpower, and I'm glad I found this because I thought my willpower was just trash. I was like, I can't not eat what I would when I want to eat. If there's some cookies, I'm like, I'm gonna eat that, whatever it is. Like my willpower was awful, and so when I started studying willpower, I learned like willpower is a finite thing. Okay, there's actually a part of the brain that comes from cerebral cortex. I might be right or wrong about that also. I have a lot of good half information, guys. All right, so the famous test that everybody goes to, anybody with willpower goes to, is this marshmallow test, right? And it was conducted maybe sometime in the 70s or 60s or something like that. But pretty much, there's a couple kids, and they gave these kids a marshmallow, and they said, hey, man, if you can hold off until I come back from eating this marshmallow, I'll give you 2 marshmallows. And these kids are like, oh, shit, 2 marshmallows? 2 marshmallows. Well, bitch, I ain't eating this shit. Get the fuck out, right? That's how the kids talk to the adults, right? So the people leave, and they watch the kids, right? And so now they're talking about what the kids did. In the meantime, the kids are like trying to stay busy. And there's some kids that ate the marshmallow right away, all right? So what they found out when they came back is that the kids, so this is a test they did a year later, the kids who fought off the temptation to eat the marshmallow did better in school and their careers in life later on, like 20 years down the line. From high school, they checked them from middle school, high school to college, and then like in their careers. And the kids who stayed off, who managed to like delay the instant gratification, did better later on from using willpower in life in general, right? Because you're not impulsive. You know what I mean? But that was like the beginning of like their willpower test and explorations, right? And I always thought that was fascinating. That, well, for one, I think it's trash that everybody uses that same example. Every single book, the Power of Habit, Solving the Procrastination Puzzle, The Now Habit, The Full Power of Engagement. All these books use that same marshmallow test, but I guess it's the basis of this test on willpower. So willpower is finite. Willpower is replenished with rest, sleep, and glucose. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that glucose was the thing that replenished willpower? So what are you saying, Chaz? You feeling bad? Go eat some sugar? No, I'm not saying that. I am not saying that at all. But your brain feeds off of glucose. It does. You know, unless you're keto. Unless you're in ketosis. It's a different burning factor. But your body does need sugar. It does need glucose. Your body, your brain uses, and out your body, I believe your brain uses the most glucose in the entire day. So that's why things that are like mentally hard take more energy. Like you can feel exhausted from being in school all day, and it's like I ain't do nothing physical, but like, man, I'm tired. It's like, yeah, you've been burning your whole glucose fuel all day. Like that's why you're tired. I knew none of this, guys. I knew none of this before. So then I was like, great. And that goes back into setting yourself up, having a routine. Goes back into managing your energy. I was like, great. So whatever I want to do the most, I'm going to give myself the best setup for it. So if I want to write every morning, I go and I have a little sugar in my coffee, but not like sugar. I used one of those things, etheretorol or some shit. One of them, etheretorol. There's another one I've been using, whatever it's called, guys. You know, sugar supplements. But because actual white sugar will kill you. I don't think people realize that the actual white sugar, huh? The actual cane sugar, is that the one that's bad? I think cane sugar is the natural one. Well, corn syrup is awful. Yeah, it's poison. Stop poisoning yourself. But there's different lists of like good sugar supplements. Stevia is the one I use. Stevia. I use stevia all the time. The natural organic extract stevia from Trader Joe's. Okay. That's straight from the leaf. I have no idea where it's from. It could just be somebody's spit that I drink every morning in my coffee. I have no idea. But it tastes sweet. So kudos to the guy who has sweet spit. So, replenish your glucose. But it's the same when like people take those like the workout supplements. You know, they'll take those like those things are crazy to me. It had me itching once. One of those pre-workouts. I can't do that. But everything has a type of glucose in it that replenishes your body. Okay. So I had no idea that was one of the things that would push, because people try so hard not to eat in a day or you'll fast, and unless you're in ketosis, you're not replenishing that sugar that you give to yourself. So every time you use willpower, so let's say you wake up and you don't want to eat a donut, that takes away willpower. And you sit down and you study, and that takes away willpower. And by the time you come at night, somebody offers you fried chicken, and you're like, I shouldn't, but I've used all my willpower today. I'm going to eat this damn fried chicken. I don't want to go work out. Like, you use your willpower for the entire day. So that's a huge part to me of managing your energy, managing like all that stuff. Like, you had to plan it out the day before. So be strict, like, and simple things, man. Like, if you're really trying to watch what you're eating and you want to be disciplined, like, take food with you. Take healthy food with you. Don't, because you're going to pass Jack in the Box. You're going to pass McDonald's. You're going to be like, one Egg McMuffin ain't going to hurt. And then you're going to put a hash brown on it, because I always put a hash brown in my Egg McMuffin, because why would you not do that, right, Cam? I know, it's the best. So you got you got to do that. And then sleep, man. You got to sleep. Me and Cam were just talking about the sleep. You got to sleep. You got to rest. You got to recharge. So here's my thing. I don't always sleep, but I always rest. I rest a lot. Sometimes I rest in my car. Sometimes I'll just rest doing nothing. But sometimes I don't necessarily need to sleep. I can just chill. I can just chill for a while, and I'll feel re-energized. Like, sometimes you just need to rest your body, rest your mind. That's why I play a lot of video games or watch cartoons or something dumb. You know, and granted, my life is a lot less stressful than it was, because there was a time where I did none of those things, and I felt like one big stress ball. And I have an advantage nowadays because of the way my life is. But I worked to get there. It wasn't always like that. Okay. The beginning was awful. Not my childhood. That was great. When I turned 21 on my own, everything went bad. No one tell you, being an adult is so tough. That's why I don't get people like Cam, who's 24 and they are mature. I ruined it all. I spent 7 years floundering, trying to stay above water. But seriously, you got to rest. All right. So look, these are books that I read. You don't have to read all these books. The one I recommend the most that everybody talks about is I Love Many Habits. I thought that was just a unique way of breaking stuff down, because people make you feel like shit for not being able to do everything. Like people make you like, I work out and I do this, and there's people who are here who are like goddamn Superman out here, right? And some people have a higher threshold of willpower than others. I do not. I do not have a lot of willpower, so I use it very sparingly. I use it for stuff that I really truly don't want to do, and I do it once, But now also I have a different understanding of, of good foods. So there's certain foods I just won't eat, craving or not, because I'm like, well, fried chicken's poison, so I'm not gonna eat that. Right? Donuts are poison, so it's literally carbs covered in sugar, fried. It's a horrible triple threat. So, but things like that, I'm like, I'll stay away from. All right, so here's the books. There's The Willpower Instinct by Kelly McGonigal. I'm probably murdering these people's name. How to Be an Imperfectionist by Stephen Geis. Many Habits by Stephen Geis. Solving the Procrastination Puzzle. I don't have his name on here, but his name is Tim. His name is Timothy Pickard. I might be saying it wrong, but his name is Tim. Anyways, Solving the Procrastination Puzzle, Tim. All right, Timothy, PhD. Put that in there. See what comes up. The Now Habit by Neil Fiore, and The Full Power of Engagement by Tony Shirts. Shirts is shirts. Who puts the C in front of that? Shirts. That's so weird. All right. Anyways, these are the books that I really read, and I suggest go read one of these. Go read one of these if you're really trying to understand. And listen, I understand procrastinating, and you're not going to go to this book. Okay, I get it. Do an audio book. Okay, so here's the time. All right, here's a good thing. Here's a good thing about motivation and inspiration. Here's a great thing about it is that when you're inspired, you'll get a burst of energy to do a bunch of stuff at once, right? It's not like people who procrastinate never do anything. We just usually run out of gas and we won't be consistent. That's usually what it is, right? You'll be doing something for a while. Well, anybody who procrastinates will go to the gym for like 2 or 3 days. But that fourth day, we're like, shit, I don't feel like going, right? And then we never get back. So while you have a burst of motivation, while you have this burst of inspiration, get Audible and buy this book. One of them, any of the ones I just named, and just read about your ailment, because you have an ailment. You have something that literally holds you back, whether it's physically or mentally, it's holding you back. So you need to go understand it. You can go in YouTube right now and click on some of the authors that I named, and there's so many speeches that these guys have, and there's so many talks that these guys have about procrastination, about the brain function, where it's at in the brain, other ways to beat it. Like, you can go do the research on it. And then you can actually fight procrastination. And it's not a thing that you'll see that takes over your life. To me, like I said, it's about managing little things. I write a little bit every day until it's done. I do a little bit. And when I mean a little bit, sometimes I'm like, let me just get a sentence down. And then I'll go do nothing. But I make that time still to go do it. And then the next day, you might kill it. You'll wind up seeing how much you're doing. You're like, ooh, I was flowing? Okay. Feeling yourself and shit? Okay. You see what I'm doing out here? All right. So, look, I don't have time to give all the answers. My whole goal, because I'm not a goddamn PhD doctor, guys. I'm an idiot, okay, who's doing a little better than he was yesterday, all right? And all I want to do is help spark. I want to help spark you getting out your own way. I want to help spark a change. I want to help spark, because some people just don't know where to go. I just led you 5-6 books and where to go. And I gave you my experiences and my theories, and I gave you what worked for me. And that's all I can really do is give you what worked for me, right? So please try stuff. Keep trying. Don't let procrastination take over your life where you're not doing anything and you let it beat you so you can't be the best. You can't be the person you see when you close your eyes. All right? Okay? How you feeling? You feeling good? Are you feeling motivated? Go download Audible. Pick a goddamn book. Get off your ass. Get off your ass. Get off your ass right now. Something my mom used to yell at me. All right, anyways. Thank you guys. See you soon.